Good evening, everyone. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. My name is Navin, and today I'll be taking you to the last session of last lab to IIFT 2023. So we'll be looking at a few sets of DI and how quickly and how smartly we can solve them. So good evening, everyone. Welcome. Yeah, good evening, Gaurav. I'm doing good. I'm good. How are you doing? How is the preparation going on? Yeah, good evening, Hardik. कैसे चल रही तैयारी? अब तो टाइम नहीं है, right? So let's start. So the weightage of DI in IIFT is pretty good, right? So it comes under data interpretation, and today we will be looking at the conventional DI sets, the kind of DI we get in IIFT, which is very different from what you get in CAT. In CAT, you have got a lot of logic involved. In DI, it's calculation intensive, right? So you can expect around 4 sets of conventional DI. Okay. So last 4 years का trend कैसा रहा है? So the different types of DIs that we have, conventional DIs, out of those last year, 2022-2024 वाला जो था last year, okay, there were no set from table based. There was one set from line graph, there were 2 sets from bar graph, and there was 1 set of pie chart. Before that, if I look into the last 4 years prior to that, there had always been a set on tables. Line graph nahi aaya tha. Bar chart, it was only once that it has appeared. Multi chart was more prevalent and pie chart was not there. So if you look at the trend, it has been consistently 4 or 5 sets, right? So 4 sets to आप expect कर ही सकते हो. So what you will find is the things that were not there in the first 4 years. First 4 years मतलब 2018 से 2020 तक का देखिए अगर, वो अब आने लगा. And this type of DI sets which used to be there consistently, those do not come. So there has been a complete swap. It's not like the line graph was there initially also and it was there last year as well. It's a complete swap. So if I look at this trend and if I assume that the similar trend may happen in this year or maybe next year, so we can expect one DI from line graph, 2 DIs from bar graph, and 1 from pie chart, or maybe you get a combination of line graph and bar graph. But going by the trend, in पे ज़्यादा focus करना है. Now, out of these 3 conventional DIs, pie charts are the easiest one. I hope you guys will agree. Why? Because everything is, the calculative one. For example, ratios, percentage, share, all of those things are already calculated and given to us. We don't have to do that. Most of the questions are about comparisons and ratios. Right? It's very rare that they will ask you what is the actual magnitude and so on. So how do we deal with questions based on pie chart or a line graph or a bar graph? तो हम लोग इनमें से कुछ देखेंगे आज. ठीक है? ओके, Z पे फोकस कर रहे हो गौरव? ठीक है, अच्छी बात है. Hardik says chances of CAT 20 slot 3 VRs is scaling down by big margin by like 4-5 marks. Many people are caring. Don't listen to other people, Hardik. Let the result come. ठीक है, जब तक रिजल्ट नहीं आएगा हमारा भी स्पेकुलेशन ही रहेगा ज्यादातर. Chances are that our speculation will go right, but still it will be a speculation, right? So don't listen to anyone, just wait for the result. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि उसके पहले शादी करनी है ना, कि वो उसके रिजल्ट खराब हो गया तो फिर शादी टूट जाएगी. तो वेट कर लो. Yes, Beast, it will be helpful for you when it comes to ZAD, but ZAD doesn't give you such simple conventional DIs and they're not so much calculation intensive. But the basics that are required, those will be cleared. Yeah, good evening, Jaydev. ठीक है हार्दिक, तो दूसरा का नहीं सुनने का. एग्जाम दे दिया, अब रिजल्ट का वेट करो. Don't go online and don't go social media and Telegram and WhatsApp group उधर डिस्कस कर रहे, कोई फायदा नहीं है. रिजल्ट आने दो, उसके बाद फिर आप बात करना. ठीक है? Because if I say yes, this scaling will happen, and suppose scaling happens, क्या होगा, बस थोड़े दिन की शांति, और मैं बोल दूं कि नहीं होगा उतना ज्यादा 4-5 मार्क्स का, तो टेंशन में रहोगे एंड इवेंचुअली पता चला स्केलिंग हो गया, है ना. As far as I remember, the LRDI was tough in the third slot, right? Okay. The number of questions in every DI in IIFT, they are not always 4. Sometimes from a particular DI, you will get only 2 questions. Singlets are really not there in DI. They are there in LR. But DI mein, you will have 2 questions at least. Okay. So generally, it's 3 questions and 4 questions. Generally, 2 questions bhi kam hi hota hai. 3 question sets and 4 question sets are in majority. Okay, and the number of questions of DI has also decreased. So initially it used to be 20, and for the last 2 years it has been 16. 16 matlab pure 4 sets with 4 questions each. And if one set had 3, then the other set had 5. तो कभी कभी बहुत रेयर है पर ज़्यादा क्वेश्चंस भी हो सकते हैं, तो उसको तो आप मत उससे स्केर्ड होके चलो. Chalo, so let's begin. First practice set. Let's see what this is. Study the following information carefully and answer the questions that follow. The following pie chart gives the degree distribution of the sales by value for different models of cars by Doris Maraj for 2010. Okay. Okay, this is MG ka wrong abbreviation. Okay. Total sales is given as 54,000. The angles are given for every pie slice, right? And there are 6 of them. We have got Nectar, Dolster, Bonnet, Zoltos, Lamsey, Hybrid, and so on and so forth. And the angles are given, right? We see this. Should we convert these angles into percentage? Should we actually calculate every value of every slice? Should we do all of that? It all depends on the questions and the options. ठीक है, हम लोग स्टार्टिंग से ही टाइम वेस्ट नहीं करेंगे. So I hope you guys can see what the data is. If you guys want to take this screenshot, you can take this screenshot. And this is the first question. The total sales of the 2 models that had the least total sales in 2010 is approximately what percentage of the total sales of the 2 models that had the highest total sales in the same year? And we have these 4 options. So here is the data for you. How quickly can we solve this? अब ये solve तो हो जाता है, पर कितना जल्दी कर सकते हैं? IIFT है, right? So we have to be very quick. हाँ, Harsh, you can see the entire question paper at once. Divya, I will suggest focus more on DI because the LR of IIFT sometimes they are very lengthy. Okay, so you will get stuck there, you will take a lot of time there. So since each question carries equal weightage in the same section, so you do not have to go after LR. Prefer DI first. Get done with the cutoffs. Sectional cutoff tak nikal lo, 8 questions kar lo, 9 questions kar lo, and then go after LR. And LR maybe go after those singlets. Blood relations, directions wale questions hote hain na, solve them first. And then go after if you have sufficient time. तब आप जाके करना सेट वाला LR. ठीक है. So the total sales of the 2 models that had the least total sales. So these are the least total sales. How much is this? This is 18 plus 21.6, which is going to give us 39.6. Is what percentage of the total sales of the 2 models that had the highest total sales in the same year? इन दोनों का sum. 126 plus 108, this is going to give us 234 degrees. Is 54,000 relevant? No. Because when we are dealing with the same pie, then the different slices of the pie will be calculated on the same base. Or either out of 360, percentage bhi conversion nahi karna hai. Indirectly, they're asking you what is the percentage of sum of these 2 angles as the sum of the largest 2 angles. That's what the question is asking. Now, we need to solve this, right? If you look at the options, the answer is 20% se zyada ya kam, pehla step. So 10% of 234, right? 10% of 234, I'm writing this down so that you guys can understand what I'm speaking, is 23.4. Since we have more than that, तो 10% से तो ऊपर होगा. Every option is that. If I talk about 20% of 234, so this will be double of that, which will give us 46.8, but our numerator is 39.6. ये तो इससे कम है. So C and D can't be our answer because 20% पे it crosses the options. हमारा तो उससे कम है. Now next is 15 and 17. So let's calculate 5% of 234. 10% पता है ना अपने को. So 5% is going to be how much? 11.7. So if we add these two, we will be getting 15% of 234 degrees, which will add up to give us 35.1 precisely. But our answer is even more than that. So answer 15 bhi nahi hai. So I eliminated the 3 and calculated this because it was very difficult for me otherwise to divide 39.6 by 234. So, you know, whatever you have learned as the basics of percentage, use that. अभी ना डायरेक्ट 10% आसान होता है कैलकुलेट करने के लिए, इसीलिए करा. और ऑप्शंस देख के करना था कि 10%, 20% डायरेक्ट मैं नहीं कर पाता. अगर आप कर सकते हो बहुत अच्छी बात है. So what I will do is I'll calculate 10% or 50% first, depending upon the options. 50% is far-fetched. क्यों करूं? 10% करा, उससे 20% निकल गया. Because it was easier. That's why I chose 10%. Right? हाँ, always, गौरव, हमेशा बेस का ही ना परसेंटेज कैलकुलेट होता है. हमेशा. When you write 1/10 and you know that this is 10%, right? तो अपन क्या करते हैं, हम लोग सोचते हैं कि 10 का what percentage shall I calculate so that it equals to 1. So 10 का 10% 1 होता है. So this is your source and this is always your target. Percentage का मतलब ही यही होता है, as in this is how you calculate, right? तो हर बार यही करेंगे. When we have simple values, still we can do it. When we have complicated values, still we can do it. Right? 17%. Chalo, good. Next question. From 2010 to 2011, the sales of nectar increased by 20% and that of Dolster, Zoltos and Hybrid by 50, 20 and 25 and 100% respectively. The sales of Bonnet decreased by 20% during the same period. If the total sales remained the same for 2010 and 2011, and if a new pie chart is drawn for the different models, then find the angle made by the sector representing LAMZ. अभी पढ़ते वक्त कुछ पता नहीं चल रहा, right? Most of the things we are when trying to understand. So DI में होता ही है ना, when you read the question, especially such lengthy ones, you don't get a feel of as to what to do. Unless and until you can see the pie chart along with it, or the table or the bar graph. So here it is for you guys. Pura pie chart hai. Be careful about the names, which name represents which color, and then whatever they ask you, accordingly you'll have to solve it. So what would be the easiest way to solve it? How should we understand this? Should we calculate the overall sales, each pie का sales, and then make the percentage changes? टोटल जितना है उसमें से जिसका भी पूछ रहे हैं उसका कैलकुलेट करें, या फिर कुछ सिंपलर कर सकते हैं? Deepak, no, in that you do not get the same DI. So IIFT DI is like basic level of that. That may generally it's moderate, right? It's not very calculation intensive, but it requires logic. You know, calculation simple hota hai that DIs mein. Just like in CAT DI, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, worst case average or ratio. Okay. So it says from 2010 to 2011. This is 2010 data, right? Excuse me. The sales of nectar is blue one. This increased by 20%. if the sales increases by 20%, don't you think the angle will also increase by 20%? होगा ना? So 20% of 21.6. So 10% is going to be 2.16. So 20% is going to be 4.32. इतना angle इसका increase होगा because it says increased. DILR by 50%. DILR is this orange one. This is by 50%, that is half. So half of 324 is 162, right? Zoltos as in yellow one, increased by 25%. 25% means 1/4, right? So half of 108 is 54, half of 54 is 27. So ये भी 27 degree से बढ़ गया. And hybrid by 100%. Hybrid is this green one. 100% say increase means this will increase by 18 degrees. So try to understand that the magnitude or the the area that the pie or the circle covers is fixed, but these are trying to get greater. So where will they get these angles from? They will get the angles from the other pies. Bonnet से आएगा, Zlamzy इनमें से sharing होगी. As in Lamzy will be like मेरे से ले ले. Because you can't change the angle. Angle is fixed. Total angle is 360 degrees at the center. Well, it also says that the sales of bonnet decreased by 20%. So bonnet is this gray color. So it decreased by 20%. So 10% is 5.4. So 20% is 10.8. So 10.8 degrees से ये कम हुआ है. Now during the same period, if the total sales remain the same, as in the overall value of the pie remains the same, and if a new pie chart is drawn for different models, then find the angle made by the sector representing Lamzy. So can I say Lamzy में जो angle आएगा 126 degrees में से Lamzy is going to give away 18 degrees to this green color hybrid. It's going to give away 4.32 degrees to this blue color nectar. It's going to give away 16.2 degrees from DILR, the orange one. It's going to give away 27 degrees to Zoltos, yellow one. And then this decrease of bonnet will be adjusted back to Lamzy. So ये जो minus हुआ है अब ये plus हो जाएगा. So what angle is this, right? So for this, since the options are very very far, they are not close, तो अपन approximate कर लेते हैं, ठीक है? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these points. I don't want to deal with them. काफी होगा, बाद में check कर लेंगे if the value is very close. So right now this is 4 plus 16, that is 20, and 18 plus 27, which is going to give me 45. 45 and 20, 65. So 65 subtract होना है, पर 10 add होना है. So can we say overall 55 should be subtracted? So if I subtract 55 from here, so first of all I will subtract 26, and then I'm going to subtract 29. When I subtract 26 and 29, I'll be at 71. Not 71, but 71 degrees पे होंगे. What about these points? थोड़ा सा आगे पीछे. We're pretty sure that the answer is supposed to be A because none of the options are that close. If we had 71.28, 71.45, 71.02, तो points भी बहुत ध्यान से करना होता. So we actually, the base 54,000 is irrelevant. We don't need that base of the pie. We can only deal and work on those angles. So whenever there is an increase or decrease in the magnitude, the angle will accordingly increase or it will decrease. By what percentage? जो percentage बता, right? Okay. So एक बार check कर लेते हैं. ठीक है, no doubts. So 71.28. Next question. The sale of Zoltos were incorrectly underreported by 16.67%. If this mistake was corrected, then what is the correct percentage for Zoltos in 2010? So here is again the pie. We are talking about Zoltos. the yellow one. It says it was incorrectly underreported by 16.67%. Yeah, 108 degrees is not the correct one. It was supposed to be something else. This 108 degrees is underreported. Kitna? By 16.67%. If this mistake was corrected, then what is the correct percentage share for Zoltos in 2010? तो हमें ये पता करना है. So, do we have to calculate the overall value of Zoltos, overall as in value of Zoltos, फिर उसमें 16.67% change whatever is required, उसके बाद पूरा 360 degree वो करना है, or is there any shortcut? Gaurav, yes, the options are close. See, when the comparisons happen, तो options का तो कोई sense ही नहीं बनता है, right? Because if you're comparing 4 people total marks, तो लोगों के नाम ही होंगे, right? Ratio also, options are close, doesn't matter because 4:3 is different from all the simplified ratios in this world. 4:3 किसी और दुनिया के रेशियो के बराबर नहीं होता है. It's a unique ratio. So that is also not difficult. But when it comes to the magnitude, for example, if the question asked is, what is the total sales value of Bonnet? So uska jo answer aayega na, the options are going to be very close to those. So when you have numerical or percentage values in the options, they are close. Okay. So this 108 degrees is underreported. So I'm saying the correct value is, let's say, V. Underreported value is 108 degrees. How much underreported is this? 16.67. Shall I say it's more or is it less? Well, under itself means it has decreased, right? So this is a 16.67% less. Now 16.67% is nothing but 1/6. So from here, can we say कि V का 5/6 times is 108 degrees? That means the actual value should have been 108 degrees into 6/5, which is going to give us 648 divided by 5, which is going to be 129.6. This should have been the actual degree instead of 108 degrees. So Sai, I believe you made a mistake there. You took 108 degrees का 16.67%. ठीक है? Okay. So if this is going to increase by certain angle from 108 to 129, we have to make it correct, no? So we are going to increase it by 21.6 degrees. When we are doing that, so it's a base change. So the overall angle will also not stay 360 degrees. So can I say the new share of Zoltos will be 129.6 degrees out of 360 degrees plus what is the actual increase in its value? So can we say this is an increase of 21.6? So 21.6 bhi dal diya. So this is going to be 129.6 degrees divided by 381.6 degrees. So this is the answer that we are supposed to get. Ab idhar mein look at the options. 30, 40, 36, 33.96. So without using calculator, how can we solve this? तो एक काम करते हैं, let's write this as 382 नहीं 381 ही रहने देते हैं. What is looking at the options, can I say if I calculate 33%, I will know कि उससे कम है, उससे ज्यादा, उससे बहुत ज्यादा है. एक आइडिया लग जाएगा ना. It will give us a barrier as to where the options lie. So what is 1/3 of 381? So 1/3 of 381 is 127, right? So can I say कि अगर इधर को 127/381 होता, so this would have been 33.33%. but it is not 127, it is more. So my answer should be a little more than 33.33. So the only option that shows us that is 33.96. थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा 33.33 से. Got it, Sai, the mistake you did? Sure, Sai, I can explain you that. Is the calculation clear? I will explain you why I added 21.6. First, there are two trick parts here. Trick part as in the question doesn't have the trick, but while solving you have to be careful. First of all, the underreporting has come from correct to the 108. It's not vice versa. First thing. And the second thing is the increase that you are going to make should happen with the denominator as in the overall base as well. Okay, now I will explain, Sai, why I added 21.6. So for that, I'll take another example. Okay, so pay attention here. Suppose this is 90 degrees and the other part is obviously 270 degrees. Okay, now if I say that this 90 degrees is going to become 3 times. So what angle do you think over there we will have, Sai? This shaded region, how much angle are we going to expect if it was 90 degree, ab uska 3 times hone ka? So can I say that angle will be 270 also? And the other angle is not going to change, because if you change the other angle, it means you are minimizing the magnitude. But the magnitude, see, if in a gathering there are certain boys and girls, and if boys come in, will the number of girls change? Nahin na? Same thing here. So if I bring in more of this shaded region component, let's call this as A and this part as B. So B का 270 वाला जो magnitude show कर रहा है, वो तो change नहीं होना चाहिए. That should stay same. So can I say when this happens, they will be equal, and of course there won't be 270, 270, each one will become 180 degrees. ये तो sure है. Is it clear? Okay, chalo, this is clear. So I can't write 270, 270. Writing 270 and 270 degrees means the entire angle is 540 degrees, but we do know that it's not 540. Now, if I ask you what is the new share, so can I say that my 90 degrees has become 3 times, as in 90 degrees has changed to 270 degrees, as in there is an increase of 180 degrees? Can I say that? So this is the new value. And from this new value, can I say initially it was 360 degrees, but this change in the share of the shaded region A is 180. So the base should also increase by that much. So that this is 270 degrees divided by 540 degrees. तभी तो half होगा. As in if I multiply it by 360 degrees में, what would be the share? If you solve this, you will get 180 from here. So not only in the numerator you are going to increase whatever is supposed to happen, but the base is also increasing. Base as in denominator is also increasing. Right? That's why in this question, that 21.6 that has increased in the numerator should also be added in the denominator. Got it? Chalo. Good. ठीक है? So base change के questions होते हैं ना, ये वही वाला. So 33.96. Next question. The sales of hybrid is how much percentage of the sales of Zoltos? बहुत simple. So we have the hybrid, which is green in color, and we have the Zoltos, which is yellow in color. So what percentage is this? Before solving, look at the options. बस यही करना होता है, आपको सॉल्व नहीं करना होता कि ये परसेंटेज, ये फ्रैक्शन क्या है. Okay, stay away from those fractions calculation. Use common sense. The thing that they're asking is 18 degree is what fraction of 108 degrees? I know that this is going to be less than 20% because 10% of 108 is 10.8. 20% will be 21.6. 20 से तो कम होगा ही. We are stuck at 18. तो answer तो 20% से कम है. The only option which is less than 20% is option A. And we are done. Right? Very straightforward. So, did we have to convert every angle into its corresponding value? एक बार भी ये 54,000 काम आया है क्या? नहीं. The base of the pie was completely irrelevant, redundant data over here. Right? Chalo. So this is how you deal with pie chart. If you practice some good enough number of questions on pie charts now, it becomes very easy. You will love pie chart. As in every time you come across a DI and you will be like कि pie chart ढूंढो, क्योंकि वो सबसे आसान होते हैं calculate करने. The most difficult ones I think are the miscellaneous ones. Scatter diagram वाले कुछ होते हैं, and then you have got wave diagram, and then you have got sometimes tables. Right. So now let's look at practice set 2, the second set. Let's see what kind of question we have. Study the following information carefully and answer the question. The following table gives the details about the number of boys and girls in 4 schools for 3 years. The values are either the percentage values or the number of boys or girls in that school. The value in percentage refers to the percentage of boys or girls out of the total number of students in that school in that year. And we have the table. We have school A, gender of the students, boys, girls. In first year, boys were 30%, so obviously girls were 70%. And that 70% of the class is 217. So if we know 70%, I believe we can calculate 30%. Year 2, girls constituted 40% of the total strength of the class. So 60% was boys. 60% shows 246, so we will know how many boys were. And if you look carefully, every particular pair of values, it's either percentage or the magnitude or both are given. No two values are percentage, so we don't have to deal with variables, no equation. Now, should we solve all the percentages beforehand? Or should we look at the questions and then decide? Or maybe अगर 4 questions में से केवल एक में करना पड़ा पूरा, तो उसके लिए पूरी इतनी मेहनत क्यों करें? 3 करके आगे बढ़ जाओ. Leave that question which requires the entire calculation, right? Smart move. You have to be quick. It's not about solving the entire set, right? सत्यांशु, मिसिंग डेटा इज जनरली LR, तो इसीलिए मैंने उसको इंक्लूड नहीं करा. वो DI में कम आता है. Okay, so this is the first question. Which of the given statements is correct? School B had the maximum number of girls during the given 3 years, and school D maximum, school C minimum, school D minimum. So ये आपके पास values है ना? Now IIFT is all about this. So this is a very good set, which is like a replica of exactly what kind of question you can expect in IIFT. DI की बात करें तो इतना calculative होता है. See, the calculation is not a lot. 30% is known, 70% calculate करो, 40% given है, 60% calculate करो. But ये simple calculation है. But the number of times addition or multiplication you may have to do is going to be 12. Worst case scenario. Right? तो 12 calculations करने आप कितना जल्दी कर सकते हो? That's what this is all about. So I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. Let's see. Don't solve for the entire option पे ध्यान दो. They are only talking about schools B, C and D. तो केवल B, C, D पे ध्यान दो. Don't start solving for it. इसको मत करो. You have to talk about boys, students, boys. Acha, since the comparison is happening, we will have to solve for school A as well. You know, how will we know that is the maximum or minimum? So yes, we will have to calculate that. And once we calculate in this particular question, that means we will really not require anything, any more calculation in the subsequent ones. एक बार मेहनत करनी है और वो हो जाएगा, पूरे सारे क्वेश्चंस होंगे. So for school A, 217 girls are there, which constitute 70%. So how many times is this? 70% of some value is 217. What is that number? Right? 310, 31, 7 or 7 ka 31 times hai na? So 310. So 3 into 31 will be 93. Okay. 60% is 246. 60% is 246. यानी 6 का 41 times है. तो 40 का भी 4 का भी 41 times. So this is going to give us 164. 75% is 234. So 25% कितना होगा? इसका 1/3. So that is going to be 78. I hope you guys are able to follow me on this. Okay. School B, boys 24. So girls, they are going to be 76. 24 or 76, right? So if 76 denotes 190, तो 76 का कितना times होता है 190? So 76 का 2.5 times होता है 190, right? So 24 का भी 2.5 times. So 48 plus 12, this is going to give us 60. Next, 85% is 170. 85 का double 170. तो 15% का double 30. Next, 44% is 220. 44 का 5 times. तो 56% इसका 5 times. 56 का 5 times. 56 का 10 times is 560. So 5 times is going to be 280. School C, 24% is 120. 24 and 120, the relation is 5 times. So 76 का भी 5 times. 76 का 10 times is 760. तो उसका half, that will be 5 times. So this is going to give us 380. 34% है, तो this is 66%. 66% is 330. 66 का 5 times is 330. So 34 का भी 5 times, 170. 340 का half. And 120 and 200, these are already given to us. School D, 60%. So that is 40%. 40% is 200. 40 का 5 times. So 60 का 5 times, 300. 80% is 160. 80 का double is 160. So 20 का double will be 40. Third year, 75% is 150. तो 25% उसका 1/3 होगा, तो 50. या आप डबल कर लो, 75 का डबल 150 होता है. So this is why it is very important that you should, if you remember during our program, during our sessions, especially when we were doing percentages in the beginning, we have always discussed that you should be very quick without writing down anything when it comes to percentage. Reason, right here in front of your eyes. अगर हम एक एक को लिखना शुरू कर दें तो 12 कैलकुलेशंस कौन करेगा? 12 नहीं, 11, because for one pair of values everything was given, right? So it's always you should be very quick with all of this. I hope nobody has a doubt in this. Harsh, yes, at the first go you should skip such a question because we know it's calculation intensive, है ना? तो देखो pros and cons. Once you calculate everything, I believe, even if I have not seen subsequent questions, I know कि कैसे कोई भी क्वेश्चन होगा तो तुरंत सॉल्व होगा. एक बार कैलकुलेट करना था बस. The demerit, we spent quite some time while doing this. I spent some time. I don't know about you guys. Someone who is not good with such kind of conversions, they will spend more time. So don't you think इससे better previous वाला pie chart जैसा set था, उसको कर लेंगे हम, है ना? ठीक है. Now let's look at the options. School B had the maximum number of girls during the given 3 years. So 217, 164, 78. Should we do approximate? Approximate chalega na? So 220 and 160. 380 plus 70. मैं last digit हटा रहा हूँ, ठीक है? और approximate कर रहे हैं. So can we say 220 plus 70 plus 250 कर लेते हैं. तो 220 plus 80 is 300. 300 plus 160. 300 plus 160 कितना हो जाएगा? देखो मैं स्लो हो गया. So this is going to be 460, right? If I talk about girls. Next girls is going to be 220 plus 190, which is going to be 410 plus 30. So this is 440. School C girls 500, 650. This is a lot. And then girls over here is 460 plus 50, 510. So school B had the maximum number of girls in the given 3 years. No. Next, boys. So if we add boys, this is going to be 90 plus 70, 160. 160 plus 240 is approximately 400. Next boys is 60. 170 plus 280 is 450. 450 plus 60 is 510. Next one is 380 plus 120, that is 500 plus 170 is 670. Last school boys is 200 plus 200, 400, come 10 come, so 390. So school D had the maximum number of boys during the given 3 years. Now, school D had the minimum number of boys during the given 3 years. Most probably yes, we will have to recheck school A ka boys, because there we did approximation, for others we calculated exact, right? So 90 plus 240 is 330, 330 plus 70 is 400, 400 से तो ज़्यादा ही है ये, so D becomes our answer. चलो, good. D is the answer. Bhaskar does IIFT DILR and Kolkata cutoffs are same. Yes, they will give you the list, and generally the people who are at the end of the list, they are not given Kolkata, because as per the ranking, when you suggest that you want Delhi, so the top rankers, they obviously choose Delhi, right? Sometimes in the interview they do ask you, where would you like to go? So Delhi or Kolkata. Right now, they both are equally good. I mean, not, I will say equally, but Kolkata is also good. Okay, next. What is the ratio of total number of boys and girls for school D during the given 3 years? So, since we have already calculated this, we have to do 390 and 510. 390 and 510 ka ratio. Right? 390 and 510 ka ratio. We know that the first number is in the table of 13, the second number is in the table of 17. और पहला 17 में नहीं है, दूसरा 13 में नहीं है. So there is only one option. I believe you guys can understand. Right? B. 13 is to 17. Chalo. Next question. What is the difference between the total number of girls from the 4 schools in year 2 and the total number of boys from the 4 schools in year 1? We have already calculated that, right? अच्छा, हमने ये 410 करके छोड़ दिया, फिर से करना पड़ेगा. So this is 90 plus 240, which is going to be 330. 330 plus 70, which is 400. 417. So this is 417. And what about the next one? Okay, it's not that all the years, it's specific year. Girls in year 2 and boys in year 1. Okay. So they are asking us to add vertically. So year 2 mein girls or year 1 ka boys. So that means we will have to add 164, 30, 330, 160. And boys mein we will have to add 93, 60, 380 and 200. और फिर इनका difference लेना है. Since the values are quite far, so it's better to add and then subtract. And I believe if we look at the options, last digit काफी होना चाहिए. लक खराब हुआ तो 49, 79 में फंसेंगे. But calculating the last digit itself, I believe, will be much better, right? So boys will end in 3 and girls are going to end in 4. Yeah, it's going to be 1 or 9, right? 1 was not in the option as the last digit, it was 9. So 49 या 79 solve करना पड़ेगा. So we have 380 plus 200, which is 580, right? 580 plus 60 is 640. 640 plus 90 is 730. For girls, this is going to be 16 plus 3, 19. 19 plus 16 is 35. 35 plus 33 is 68. So 33 more than 700 and 16 less. So what do you think the difference is going to be? $49? 49 आ रहा था ना? 33 and 16. 49. चलो. हाँ सत्यांशु, कैलकुलेटिव है पर अभी तो सॉल्व कर रहे हैं ना, तो अभी एक आइडिया हमें सीखना है अब. ठीक है, अब उधर कितनी आग लगी होगी हमारे अंदर, कितना फास्ट भाग सकते हैं, वो उस पर डिपेंड करेगा. ओके, थर्ड प्रैक्टिस सेट. Read the given information below carefully and answer the questions that follow it. 6 judges, Hamisha, Rani, Graham, Delila, Damian and Harish. So Delila को मैं L कर देता हूँ. H, R, G, L, D and H. Okay, Hamisha and Harish. Harish को मैं S कर देता हूँ, so that the initials are different and we will not have to write the entire words. Are given the task to judge a performer on 3 parameters: creativity, execution and difficulty. If you look at the bar combo chart, right, bar and line graph का mix. Creativity is blue in color, orange is difficulty and yellow is execution. The combo chart given below shows the points given to the performer by the 6 judges on the 3 parameters. The maximum possible points in the 3 parameters are 90, 120 and 150 in any order. ठीक है. अब इसमें से which parameter is definitely going to be calculated on maximum possible point as 90? 90 वाला कौन सा पैरामीटर है? अब ये थोड़ा सा लॉजिक लगाना है इधर, because not exactly everything is given, right? Yeah, hi Shahida. Everyone, please make sure that you like, and if anyone is watching not participating in the chat, do participate. All you have to do is subscribe. You don't have to pay anything, right? So which one is going to be 90? So we can see that execution and difficulty, the yellow and the orange one, they have crossed 90. So it can't be out of 90. So creativity is definitely out of 90. Now, which one is definitely out of 120? Can we figure this out, or is it like कि नहीं पता नहीं दो possibilities हैं क्या है? So which one is definitely out of 120? See, the yellow one, execution, it has crossed 120. अब 120 मैक्सिमम है, 120 से ज्यादा कैसे आएगा? डॉक्टर राजेंद्र प्रसाद तो नहीं है कोई इधर, right? So definitely execution, since it crosses 120 wala line, as in the minor part of the axis. So the execution should be beyond 120 and difficulty should be in 120. So in any order, बस थोड़ा सा time, as in it was like a speed breaker. Understanding, we know exactly what they have written. थोड़ा सा एक speed break लग गया कि पता कर लेते हैं पहले, right? So it may have gotten a very, very difficult set had we not been able to figure out कि कौन सा किसका है. Then we will be having 6 cases, right? Thankfully, there is just one possibility. Chalo. The total points are the sum of the points in the 3 parameters. So whenever they ask you what is the total points of Hamisha, let's say, so अपन बोलेंगे कि sum of the 3 points. So this is exactly what the graph is about. So since this is very, very close, so as you can see, let's take 2 major parts. So 60 and 80 here, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So there are 5 segments between 60 and 80. है ना? Now if there are 5 segments between 60 and 80, so every bar width, how much will that be? क्योंकि ये 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you are at 60. When you jump 5 times, not 4 times, when you jump 5 times, you reach 80. So how much is exactly each one of them? Magma, DI is easy, LR is little on the difficult side, but still easier than CAT. और सेम लेवल है कैट का लेवल नहीं, उससे तो आसानी है, बट डीआई इज रिलेटिवली इजियर, लिटिल कैलकुलेटिव समटाइम्स, पर बिल्कुल चलेगा, आसानी बोलेंगे उसे. सो ईच वन इज गोइंग टू बी 4 यूनिट्स हाई, राइट? सो हमें इसका ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल दिस इज 100, 104, 108, 112, तो ये यहां कहीं बीच में है, 108 and 112 के बीच में. To make the calculation easier, what shall I take? This is 108, this one is 112, ये इन दोनों के बीच में है कहीं, क्या ले उसको? 110, because it's impossible with the naked eye to figure out exactly where does that point lie. Is it 109? Is it 110? 111? ये नहीं पता चलने वाला आपको, ठीक? मुझे भी नहीं पता चलने वाला, मैं ऐसे लैपटॉप चेहरे पे भी रख लूं तब भी नहीं पता चलेगा. So we will take the easiest value, we will take 110, and that is going to be true for all the values. Every value should be in the table of 5. So 95 and 97 में we will prefer 95 if there is a 95 anywhere. Okay, everyone? चलो, ये करना पड़ता है approximation. So shall we fill this up beforehand? Most probably we are going to use, it's going to be required. चेक कर ले एक बार जल्दी से. How many judges are for how many judges are the points awarded in execution less than 40% of total points awarded? So unless and until we don't calculate the total points, तो हमें पता चलेगा नहीं. So we need all the values, right? For how many judges is the ratio difference in points given for execution and creativity higher than that of Hamisha? So that means we need everybody's points. So अब ये वही है, थोड़ा calculative है. We'll have to solve this. So everyone please go ahead, solve this table. Creativity, difficulty, execution. Total भी करना है, इनका total भी कर लो because in the question we had total. And for each of these 6 people. Creativity, make sure that it's blue in color. Then we have difficulty, then we have execution, then we have total. I know you guys will have to zoom in the video. Thankfully, if it's on YouTube, you can zoom that. Do not shy away from such sets. Questions are straightforward. Calculation में time है. Calculation क्या है? देख के values put करना है बस और एक sum करना है. कर लो उधर spend 3, 4, 5 minutes. All good. Once you are done, let me know. Okay. So Jaidev, don't write 76, write 75. Don't write 64. Write that as 65. 56 नहीं, 55 लिखोगे. 132 नहीं, 130 लिखोगे. Or if you think it is closer to that, you will be writing 135. So you don't have to be that accurate. 90, 95 and 100 ये लिखो. ठीक है? So don't give me the answer. If you're solving it in a table, so once you are done filling the table, let me know. I'll proceed. You guys can verify. I think there was pre-filled table given. Okay, Satyanshu has completed. What about others? Pratiksha, Piyush, Vishruti, Chitransh, SG, Pranati, Krishna, Shahida, Deepak, Jatin, Khodidas, Faiz, Magma. Done. Chalo, good. Ayushi, Harshika, Gaurav, Sai, Bhaskar, Priyanshi, Divya, Hardik. Okay, 3 people have done. Piyush has also completed. Sai has also completed. Good, good, good. Magma has also completed. Okay, Abhi. Chalo, let's look at the table. Just quickly verify if these are the values you got. And this was a total of कितने का था? 90, 120, 150. So this is 1, 2, 360. This is out of 360, right? All these values. This is out of 360. Good. सभी का. So required percentage, I don't know why this table is given. Maybe it's asked in the question. So अपन use कर लेंगे whenever that is asked. So we can calculate now how much of percentage is further required. For example, Hamisha has got 250 out of 360 so far. So she needs another 110 out of 360. So 110 out of 360 करने का है. Which I believe is going to be a little over 30%. है ना? चलो. गौरव वो YouTube है ना, तो YouTube में there is a delay of always at least 30 seconds. तो वो इसीलिए when I say something then I look at the YouTube, तो फिर वो 30 seconds late दिखाता है. When you guys type in, when you guys write in, I see it late. Okay, so how many judges, for how many judges are the points awarded in execution less than 40% of total points awarded? तो ये for how many judges are the points awarded in execution less than 40% of total points awarded? Total points awarded, इसका total points available नहीं, total points awarded. So हमेशा का है 110 out of 250. Rani is 130 upon 265, 100 upon 255, 55. ये calculation करना है, right? So you'll have to calculate 40% of total. And it says less than, even equal to will not work. So how will we calculate 40% of total? तो आप क्या करोगे, ये 2 digit लोगे, इसको 4 times कर दोगे. So 25 into 4 is 100. This is 110. So ये तो ज़्यादा हो गया, हमें तो कम चाहिए. 26.5 का 4 times. So that is going to give us 106. This is 130. ये भी ज़्यादा हो गया. 25.5 का 4 times. This is obviously more than 100. तो ये कम है. So एक बंदा मिला. 21 का 4 times, which is going to give us 84. So this is 55. एक और मिला. 24 into 4, 96. ये 90 है. एक और मिला. 21.5 into 4. So this is 86. This is 95. ये ज़्यादा है. ये नहीं मिला. So can we say there are 3 judges for which the points awarded in execution is less than 40% of the total points awarded? Right? I hope there is no issue. Why did I do into 4? You clear hai? Okay. I'll have to move a bit. ठीक है. I believe now you guys can see the values most probably. तो अब ठीक है. So 3. Next, for how many judges is the ratio of difference in points given for execution and creativity, उनका difference, right? And points given for difficulty higher than that of हमेशा? So difference, फिर उसका किसी के साथ ratio, और वो हमेशा से higher होना चाहिए, right? So if we look at हमेशा, the difference in points given for execution and creativity का जो difference है और हमेशा, this is 35. That has to be taken ratio as points given for difficulty. Points given for difficulty is 65. So this ratio is given to us as 7:13. We need all those people जिसका इससे ज़्यादा है. हमेशा का ये जो ratio आया, इससे ज़्यादा है. So if we calculate for Rani, 55 and 130 का difference, right? So 30 and 25 comes, so that is 75. And then that is 80. 75 is to 80. Don't have to simplify this. This is definitely greater. Graham, this is 40 and 60 and 100 का difference, which is 40 is to 95. 40 is to 95 का मतलब हो गया, this is 8 is to 19. This is less. DILR 70 and 55, the difference is 15 is to 85. Definitely much less. Damian, this is difference of 40 and 90, which is 50 is to 110. This is also definitely less. And next is 50 and 95, so the difference is 45 is to 70. which is definitely more. So can we say there are 2 people जिसके लिए ये true होगा. Now I want you guys to think, how was I able to compare those ratios so quick? क्या क्या जुगाड़ लगाया मैंने, क्या करा ऐसा मैंने? How was I able to do this? First, they are definitely easy, but they are little time consuming, right? So you should not take more than, if it's a 3 question set, if it is, you should not take more than 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes. If it's a 4 question set, तो आप 10 से 12 मिनट ले सकते हो, उससे ज़्यादा बिल्कुल नहीं लेना. Anything wherein you think you are going to take more than 10 minutes is not worth. So for DI, 1.5 to 2 minutes on an average for every question is viable. It's something that you can do. Right, Abhi. Good. So what I did, guys, was I looked at 7 and 13. तो मैंने क्या करा ना, मैंने बोला कि 7 पहला नंबर है, उसका डबल कितना होता है? 14. ये 14 से थोड़ा सा कम है. As in 7 by 13 is more than 50%. इसको मैं ऐसे भी लिख सकता हूं. Another way to look at this is, if this is 13, then a 6.5, half of 13 would have given me 1:2. बोले तो 50%, 1 by 2. But since this is not 6.5, it is more than that, तो मेरा आंसर 50% से ज्यादा होना चाहिए. मैंने बस यही करा है. Right? 75 and 80. 75, 80 का हाफ कितना होता है? 40. 40 से तो ज्यादा है. 95 का हाफ कितना होता है? भाई 90 का हाफ 45 होता है. I don't know what 95 half is. Let's say I'll choose the easiest value. 95. 96 ले लो. 96 का हाफ आसान होगा. I see that this is less. This is 85. 85 का हाफ तो 40s में होगा. So this is 15 only. 110 का हाफ is 55. This is mere 50. तो ये तो 50% से कम चल रहा है. हमें तो ज्यादा चाहिए. This is 70. 70 का half is 35. This is 45. This is way more. There had not been even a single scenario where I was doubtful कि उसके बहुत close लग रहा है. बहुत दूर है value, right? So D should be our answer. Delta. D. Okay. If the judges awarded a star to a performer for every 5 points they gave above 50% points in a parameter, then in which parameter is the lowest number of stars awarded? Okay. So with the table, you guys can now go ahead, read the question, reread the question, and try to understand what does it say. If you guys remember, creativity is 90, excuse me, difficulty was 120 now, and execution was 150. I'll just verify it once. एक बार देख लेते हैं, बाद में गलती नहीं होना चाहिए. Creativity, difficulty 90, 120. ठीक है. So this question is saying that total points is 90. 50% of 90 कितना होता है? 45. So हमेशा if she had received 45, तो उसको 50% points मिलता. Now she is awarded 75, which is 30 more. 45 to 75, right? For every 5 points, she is awarded 1 star. So for 75 तक जाने के लिए, can we say 6 stars इसको मिले होंगे? This is 55, तो 45 से कितना आगे है? 10 मतलब 2 stars. How far is it from 45? So 45 से this is 15 ahead, so 3 star. 45, this is 25 ahead, so this is 5 star. 40, इधर तो बिल्कुल नहीं मिलेगा. 50, so just 1 star. So how many stars do we have for creativity? So this is a total of 10, 17. Now for difficulty में half of 120 is 60. So anything beyond 60 with a step of every 5 points means 1 star, right? So this is 65, so 1 star. 80, so this is 4 star. 90, so this is 7 star. Sorry, 95. 85, so this is 25 extra, 5 stars. 110, so this is 10 stars. I believe we should stop here because ये already 17 से ज़्यादा हो चुका है. So difficulty तो नहीं है with the lowest number of stars for sure. Next, execution. 110, 75 से कितना ज़्यादा है? So this is 35, so 7 star. 130 means 20 more. 20 more का मतलब कितना हो गया? 4 more stars, so this is 11. We should not check further because this already is 18, so execution भी नहीं होगा. So only one option makes sense, which is creativity. So calculated one of them, and the moment I cross 17, whatever that was, तो मेरे को 9, 10, 17, अच्छा डिफिकल्टी में 17 आ चुका था, 10 की जरूरत नहीं थी, तो हमें पता चल जाता, right? I hope this is clear. So creativity is that particular parameter in which least number of stars were awarded as per the given condition. Okay, so that's all. So good luck everyone for your IIFT exam. Okay, don't forget to join us on 18 December at 1:45. So IIFT 2023 first impression and detailed analysis will be done just like we did for CAT. Okay, and SNAP first and second slot. And IIFT 2023 live analysis will happen at that moment. So make sure that you join at 1:45. We will discuss the questions, we'll discuss the level of difficulty, how this year paper was different, which were the easiest ones. And if you guys would like, we will discuss the questions as well. ठीक है? जितने ज़्यादा हो सके. Thank you for joining. Okay. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, YouTube and Facebook. And you can join our Telegram group at BYJU'S MBA Doubts. And don't forget to download our app from Google Play. And before you leave, make sure that you just press the like button. That will be very helpful. Thank you. Thank you for joining today. Take care. I pray, I wish that everybody's exam go well. Chalo, bye-bye.